Good evening, and welcome to tonight's evening news. I'm Bob Gibson. Kid Keurig is out with a cold. In tonight's top stories, Kansas City Governor Sam Brownback apologizes for his staff's overreaction to a tweet he got from a high school student. In political news, Republican candidate Herman Cain denies sexual accusations. In celebrity news, Miley Cyrus declares herself as being a stoner. Details of that throughout the show. Finally, in health, we take a look at thyroid condition in America. Hyperthyroidism is a condition which is currently overtaking a lot of Americans. More on that throughout the show. First, in health. Today we take a look at hyperthyroidism, a condition which is currently taking its toll on some Americans, many of whom do not know they might have this condition. Today, we have the privilege to conduct an interview with a patient who is currently going through this condition. Our own Patrick Sterling went to Virginia to conduct this interview. With more on hypothyroidism and its effects on Americans today, we now go live to Virginia with Patrick. Patrick? Today, I am at the home of Miss Nicole Winters, and today on the Health Network, we're just going to talk about certain conditions that many people don't know about. And we have one of our guests that we have here, Miss Winters, seems to be going through this condition, and many people do not know about it. So today we just want to hear from you, your perspective, and see how like your day-to-day basis, like life is with the condition that you have. And just to be clear, the condition that we're talking about is called hyperthyroidism, and it's a condition that's currently affecting a lot of Americans, but most of them don't know about it. So I'm glad that we have you today to talk about this condition, because we need to know more information about it. So just to start with everything, I don't want to be rude, or if that's a sensitivity issue, like, do you mind like stating like how old you are? If you don't want to, it's okay. I mean,
it's fine. I'm 41 years old.
Okay, 41, cool. And like, how long have you had this condition, hypothyroidism?
It was diagnosed a year ago, a little over a year ago, but I feel like I've had it much longer.
Some people don't even know like that they have this condition. Like, for example, like, how did you find out that you had the thyroid condition?
I ended up having just severe anxiety, and I had a panic attack, and I ended up making a doctor's appointment that very next day after I had the panic attack, and so I was diagnosed shortly thereafter.
Have like any history of this being in your family by any
No.
chance? You're the only person that seems to have this condition.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, I know, like, doing research on this condition, I came across some symptoms. One of the main symptoms that was talked about is the condition known as Graves' disease. Like, are you any familiar with that? Have you had any symptoms showing that kind of situation?
Some of the stuff that I've read about Graves' disease is what I'm experiencing. The doctor hasn't said that. The doctor has said that it's hyperthyroid.
With all the symptoms that you've described to us and the audience, like, could you explain to us or elaborate to us like what your daily diet is? Like, what kind of foods are you supposed to take or eat, or what kind of foods are you not supposed to eat? Because doing the research on this condition, I found out that lack of iodine is what leads to this condition. So, do you have anything, to say about your diet?
I have paid more attention to my salt intake and been more inclined to use it.
Yeah.
And I have increased my raw veggies and steamed veggies.
Okay.
And I've been eating more broccoli because that is alpha-lipoic acid in it naturally, and alpha-lipoic acid reduces your thyroid hormone levels. And it's just very beneficial. Of course, broccoli is good anyway. But
how often, like, do you have to go see a doctor on your condition?
when I first started, I was going once monthly, and they would take, of course, blood samples and just talk about how I'm feeling and make sure I'm doing better. And that was after I found a good endocrinologist, and because at first I went to a general practitioner, and then I went to another doctor, and then I went to the one that I'm currently with.
Did these doctors have different opinions on your condition?
Yes.
Or what you should do?
Yes.
Like, do you mind, like, giving us, like...
The recommended that I do the radioactive iodine treatment, and I did not want to do that.
Okay. People with hyperthyroidism have had to have surgery because the thyroid gland enlarging and causing a goiter. I just wanted to know if you've ever had any sudden scare about that situation, or if you know of anybody. No,
I haven't known of anybody. I know that some people have had nodules on their thyroid,
nodules, yeah.
and they've had to have the surgery for that. As far as the goiters are concerned, I know that mine has been enlarged.
Yeah.
But it's being reduced in size, and the blood levels have been returning to the normal.
Currently on any medications?
Yes.
Do you mind telling us, like, what kinds?
I am on a beta blocker,
Beta blocker.
and that is helpful for the anxiety.
Now, does that help bring down, like, the thyroid level? No, like...
That really doesn't affect the thyroid level. It
affect.
affects the adverse side effects of hyperthyroid. So it helps with the heart rate.
If you could sum up your condition in one word, what would you tell the audience?
Disconjointed.
Disconjointed.
It's not even a word.
I'm pretty sure, well, if it's not, we're going to look it up.
Because everything's just...
out of sync.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it changes you. It changes your norm.
Ms. Winters, doing research on this condition, we found that most of the people that are affected with this condition are women. And we also found out that most people in America do not know that they have this condition. My question to you is, what can you say, or what advice do you have for the American public?
To definitely go to your doctor and have your thyroid levels checked. That's not a normal thing for your doctors to check.
Yeah.
So you need to maybe request to have your levels checked.
You heard it here first on the Health Network show. You need to get your thyroid checked. Don't just wait and find out that you have a condition which can be too late to treat. Oh, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in into the Health Network show. I want to thank our guest, Ms. Nicole Winters, again for coming on to our show and having this conversation about a condition that most Americans do not know about. This is Patrick Stilling saying hello and goodbye, and see you next time. Thank you, Patrick. And we want to give a thanks to Ms. Winters for agreeing to sit down with us and talk about her condition. We want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. And until next time, this is Bob Gibson saying so long. Have a good night.